Hi, Julia.
Hey, Jordan. So, like Caroline was talking about, there has been a lot of change within the workplace concerning technology and corporate communication. One of the biggest changes, obviously, is the use of video conferencing, which I'm doing right now. But besides video conferencing, within the years 2005 to 2006, one of the biggest trends that was noticed in corporate communication was the adoption of the intranet, which is very similar to the internet, except for that it only works within the corporate world. So, take a multinational company, for instance. They can use the internet to reach each other at lightning speeds as opposed to even phone calls. It's much faster, and it also reduces the need for face-to-face meetings as often, which is good because in companies that have headquarters from Korea to Switzerland, sometimes it's not so easy to meet with corporate heads, and therefore the internet has really provided a great way to access one another within a company without obviously having to spend the time and money to go to the place that they need to be.
Were there any problems?
Yeah, there were originally some problems with the internet that did have to do with not being able to meet face-to-face, and especially with multinational companies, this has a lot to do with cultural miscommunications that wouldn't have happened face-to-face. Oftentimes, there can be confusion within the text among languages, et cetera, et cetera. But for the most part, the internet has been really successful so far in the business world and continues to be used now.
Sounds great. So these new technologies were really adopted really quickly?
Yeah, they were adopted very, very quickly. Another really important trend that was noticed within the articles in the Journal of Business and Technical Communication was the use of web resumes. So a lot like the internet, web resumes reduced the need for face-to-face meetings initially. So a lot of times kids out of college or anybody looking for employment in general can put their resume online. And corporations can access this resume and just by this can decide if or if not they want to meet with you in person. And this actually works vice versa too, because if you don't necessarily want to work for the company that has accepted your resume, then you don't have to even go to reject this offer. You can simply just not respond. So yeah, that makes applying for even jobs a lot easier than in the previous few years.
So these new technologies have been really useful.
Yeah, very much so. They definitely reduce the need for having to travel as often. They reduce the need for unnecessary face-to-face interaction. And yeah, they kind of save a lot of time for everybody. So yeah, they've been really useful so far.
And I think in 2009, they've even started building on that even further with the use of social media. People were beginning, in 2009, people were beginning to see the value of social media in the workplace, and that kind of builds on the intranet layout of things with blogs and other social media sites, like bookmarking sites like Delicious was one of the sites discussed in the articles. And as Scott Graham, who wrote an article called The Mode, Medium, and the Genre, he said these new technologies were adopted so quickly and widely that they must be serving some sort of well-established rhetorical needs, which I think was really telling for the years to come. Because in 2010, there was a huge increase in articles about globalization, and I think the new technologies that businesses were implementing had a lot to do with these multinational corporations flourishing.
Right, so people around the world and businesses certainly adopted social media uses very, very quickly.
Definitely, very quickly, and partially that was because the people were adopting it so quickly. But Bazerman, who's well known, was quoted in an article discussing how there's a global renaissance in writing studies at all levels in every continent. So, and on every continent. So.
Right, interesting. So really, within the past decade, what you're saying is that the internet has evolved quite substantially.
Definitely. And some people within the articles were discussing it, and they refer to it as Web 2.0, because even from 2005 to 2012, the web has completely evolved from its original form. Originally, the intranet was, writing emails between other people in their companies, but now there's huge global network learning environments, and social media and the communication channels have really been opened up, and the Web 2.0 has really helped perpetuate that. So business communication and collaboration has changed and will incorporate Web 2.0 forever.
Right, and probably still continues to change. We just don't have enough information. So anyway, thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.